Hi, Miss Kelly. It's me, Faith. Now, I'm about to answer my Wonder Reflection question, and it is, who's your favorite character from Wonder? Well, my favorite character from Wonder is Via/Olivia Pullman. Why is she my favorite character? She's my favorite character because she's very talented, very creative, very kind, and very calm, especially about the fact that her brother August has a face deformity, and she's okay with the fact that mostly she has to do everything on her own. And it's just the little things like her homework, her school projects, stuff like that. Also, Olivia/Via Pullman is a very, 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 very kind person to August because of his face deformity. She always stands up to him whenever someone's making fun of him behind his back. And I think Via is a great role model for other people, and many people can learn from her of how kind, smart, and sweet she is. Thank you.
So my question that I picked was what is my favorite part in Wonder? My favorite part is at close to the end whenever he goes to camp and he's Julian's not there and it's just Jack and his other friends. So they had to go to the bathroom and they meet the 7th graders when they're smoking. They have firecrackers. That's my favorite part because whenever 7th graders try to beat them up, I think Augie learned to be brave and stand up for his friends, and he learned that he had more friends than he thought he was, so more people cared about him, and that's why I thought that's my favorite part, because he learned something new.
My favorite character is Amos because he stood up for August and he was one of Julian's best friend. So Julian didn't like August. So that's why I like Amos as my character in Wonder.
My favorite character in Wonder was Jack. He was friend. At the end of the book, he was protecting, what's his name, August, and good kids do that. So he's a good kid. That's why I like him. That's my favorite character.
My favorite precept about Wonder is your deeds are your monuments. I think this means that if you do a good deed, you'll be known for it, and you'll have a good reputation for it. And I think that it's important to do something good because you'll feel good after you do it. Also, happy Halloween!
Everybody, my name is Catherine. My favorite character was Augie because he was brave, and even though people were being mean to him, he pushed through it and he never gave up. And that's why he's like a hero.
My favorite Wonder character is probably Augie, because he is just a really nice kid, and he doesn't let things like put him down, and he's just really strong because he doesn't let bullies stop him or anything, and he's nice to everyone.
My favorite part of Wonder is when they got their new dog Bear, because when they lost Daisy, it was really sad, especially for Augie since he's been going through a lot of changes, and I thought that was just really uplifting. My favorite character in Wonder was Mrs. Pullman, because Augie was going through so much hard things and so much change, and she didn't pressure him or make him do anything he didn't want to do, and she was always there for him.
My favorite character is Summer because when Augie started school, he had no friends, and when Summer came over to Augie to sit with him at lunch, she was very kind to him, and I felt that she was very important because she was Augie's first friend.
Ow! My least favorite character was Eddie, the guy that beat up August. Well, he didn't beat him, he pushed him, but because August didn't do August didn't do nothing to him. So he should never beat him up or anything, and they should never gotten in a fight. Just because his face doesn't matter. He needs to have an open mind And just because his face doesn't mean that his personality is ugly too. See you later, Malachi.
I think others should read Wonder is because it would teach bullies to not bully a person that has problems, and they can be friends with them and not be mean to them.
Jack is my favorite character because he is kind, respectful to others, and he's nice to Augie, which is why he's my favorite character.
My favorite character was August because even though he was deformed, he never let that bring him down. He always took chances to be a really good student.
My favorite part was when Augie and Jack were at the nature retreat in the woods and Eddie was making fun of them. That's my favorite part because at that moment it really showed how much Jack cares for Augie and how much they're friends, and how Amos decided that it wasn't really nice and cool and it was better to be Augie's friend than to be his enemy.
My favorite character in Wonder is August, because even though he gets bullied, he stands up for himself and Jack, his friend.
My favorite character in Wonder is Jack because Jack is the only one that would be August's friend, even though Mr. Tushman told him to. And he's my favorite because he's the only one that would stand up for him, because when they were making fun of his face, he would tell them to stop and basically defend August.
Via is my favorite character because she's so understanding about August's surgeries and that he always has to be the center of attention and that she doesn't always get what she wants.
My favorite character is August because he's determined and had a lot of struggles through 5th grade. He had to make through it, and it was all worth it at the end when he got the Medal of Greatness.
My favorite character was Summer because she moved from the popular table to Augie's table when it was lunchtime, and she really was being a friend and started sitting with him during lunch, and she wasn't being like a mean girl. Like if she was popular, she would be like mean and stuff, but she isn't now because she moved from popular to Augie.
My favorite character is Summer because she's one of August's best friends, and she's also she's also helped him adjust to the new school. She sat next to him at lunch, and when people talked bad about August behind his back, she's always there defending him, which makes her one of my favorite characters.
I think that you should read Wonder because it teaches a good lesson of not to bully people by what they look like and judge them, and it's really cool and it has a ton of different perspectives.
Hi, I'm Charlotte Hilly, and my favorite character was Jack because he was best friends with Augie, even though Augie was kind of ugly. And even though he was kind of mean to him in the beginning, that's just so he could be fit in, which everyone makes mistakes. But at the end, they were best friends, and that's good.
Why should others read Wonder? I think others should read Wonder because it's an inspiring book for little kids. It also teaches, like, if someone's, like, in your school has disability or different than you, you should always be nice to them and respect others. And also, it makes you, like, learn. It's, like, makes you learn how to make friends that way. And it's just an inspiring book, too.
Alright, so today I'm going to be saying my favorite character from Wonder and why. My favorite character is Jack. He is my favorite character because he's caring for Augie, and when he makes a mistake, he owns up to it. Like when he said, if I was August, I would jump off a cliff. But he apologized and made up for it.
My favorite one of Mr. Brown's precepts is when he says, if you have the choice between being kind and being right, choose kind. Because, say you're right about something and someone else is not. If you rub it in their face and say stuff, then it will tear down your relationship with them. Well, if you're kind and you don't say nothing, then it will actually boost up your relationship. Also, if all you need to know to boost yourself up is that you're right. You don't need to let others know. And if you're kind, they'll boost you up anyway.
My favorite part of Wonder is at the end when everybody just hugs Augie and it doesn't really matter about his face. And I like this part because it doesn't really matter about what's on the outside and what he looks like. It just matters about what's on the inside and how kind he is.
My favorite quote from Wonder is, "Do all the good you can, in all the means you can, in all the ways you can, at all the places you can, at all the times you can, to all the people you can, as long as you ever can." That is my favorite quote because it inspires us to do good and to do it if we can.
I think my favorite character in the book Wonder is August because he's very kind and caring, and everyone's making fun of him because of his face. And at the end, it says how much people like him and are nice to him. And it makes me feel good that people are liking August, and everyone feels so caring and kind about them that they just want to help him, and his parents are so supportful.
For my Wonder video response, I am going to be doing what is my favorite quote. My favorite quote is when Augie and Jack's principal from Beecher Prep says how if we could all be a little bit kinder than necessary. I like this because if you could be a little bit kinder than necessary, then everyone would be being kind to each other, and most of the problems in schools, like bullying or being mean to each other, would probably be eliminated.
My favorite character is Jack Will because of how he stands up for August.
My favorite character is August.
My favorite character from Wonder was Summer because she was being nice to August when August didn't have no friends, and when she shook his hand, she didn't act like he had cooties or anything. She treated him like a human being, and she was the only friend to be nice to him, and she was always loyal to him.
My favorite part of Wonder was when Augie got the award for bravery and courageousness. And I like it because he was so happy and shocked at the same time, and he was happy with it.
People should read Wonder because it is told from multiple points of view, which I think makes it interesting. And for those of you that like long books so you don't finish very quickly, it's very long, and I happen to like long books.
So Wonder is the story that Jack and Summer were his best friend, but he was deformed, and a lot of people in the school what's it called? Oh yeah, Julian did not like him, so he tried to make stuff up and try to make Jack not his friend. So Summer and Jack stood up for him, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, my favorite person in Wonder was August because he really stood up for himself and he didn't really care about how he was deformed, and he made a lot of friends at the end. And he is really funny and weird sometimes. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
My favorite character in Wonder was August because he went through some really tough situations. I definitely couldn't have went through those situations, so I'm proud of him. That's why he's my favorite character.
My favorite character was Jack because he was a good friend to August by standing up to him. And my favorite part was when Jack stood up to August by punching Julian. My favorite quote was, "I think there should be a rule that everyone in the world should get a standing ovation at least once in their lives." And I think others should read Wonder because it might make them nicer to handicapped kids.